evening. It'll be midday or afternoon by the time this video is made public. I made this video last Saturday morning, or I captured this gameplay last Saturday before I went on a boat party on Sydney Harbour, which is why I'm not streaming tonight. There might be some more noobish uploading or problems when I upload this video because of the whole, how can I say, boat party on the weekend. But look, people, this will be hopefully when I get it uploaded in the right time and work through a few kinks. This will be uploaded on Wednesday the 10th. I'm aiming for 12 o'clock Wednesday the 10th, Sydney time or early morning, I'm not too sure. And on Wednesday the 10th here, December 10th, we have an issue here in Australia. We do. Our social media ban is coming through in effect. And that means any teenagers under the age of 16, 16 or under, are banned from all types of social media. Kik, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, you name it, Facebook. We're all banned. They're all banned from, not all of us, but all teenagers are banned for it, except for one and one only. And that's why the title is Why Bluesky. I want to know why only Bluesky, which is a social media app, is exempt. I wonder why. I don't understand it, people. To this day and age, I have no idea why it is the only app which is not banned. Now, look, I don't know how it's going to go on December 10th. We haven't been really given much insight from the government or how they're going to help us, the Labor government here. But they're doing this to protect the kids. That's why they're doing it, boys and girls. They're doing all this social media ban to protect the kids. Now, in saying that they're here to protect the kids, why is it that if they're here to protect the kids can watch YouTube videos, you know, when they haven't got an account? They can just watch it. They can just watch a YouTube video. They don't have to like, comment, or have an account, and they can watch whatever they want, unfiltered, which makes it more open, but yet they're doing to protect the kids because the kids can't interact with the video, but they can still see it, which doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if that's the same for Twitter or X. I'm not too sure, but when she got... Now, look, I don't know the lady's name. She's American. She was booted from Twitter by Elon Musk, and she's gone back to... She's come to Australia, and she was interviewed by several of our One Nation Party members and different members of Parliament, and they asked her, why is Bluesky exempt? And her answer was pretty, excuse the expression, piss poor. Her answer was pretty much, they're a new social media app, and their guidelines fit well within the Australian means of protecting and age verification, and yeah, so that's why they're exempt. They're new, so that makes them better. They're new because it makes them safer, is pretty much what she's trying to say. It was a piss weak, very piss weak answer. I mean, there was no backbone to the answer she gave, so she has no courage in her convictions, is what I'm saying. So she knows we've caught her with her pants down. Now, she's American too, by the way, which nothing against Americans, but she's an American who's going to have a massive impact on Australians here. Okay? Now, the reason being, she's got to go in front of Congress because she tried to do the same thing in censorship when she was working for Twitter in banning Republicans and certain other parties and other politicians saying stuff on Twitter, right? One of the things that Elon Musk got involved in there, he said he wants freedom of speech. Now, look, we can have a whole other video about Elon Musk, but she was one of the first people he got rid of because she wasn't about that. She was about censorship. And lo and behold, she's here in Australia doing the same thing. It's all about censorship. It's not protecting the kids. Now, like I said, I've got nothing against Americans, but what blows my mind is we're all happy here in Australia to sit back and let America and decide what our kids can and can't watch and give up our civil freedoms. I'm pretty sure if an Australian was doing that in the American government, they'd be lynched or at least chased out of the country. 100%. I know that for a fact. I could tell you that straight away. So that's one thing that's irked me wrong, besides all these echo units, which are making me freak out even more before I get in a flow state. Yes, Ybot does get in a flow state, but it's annoying, people. It is annoying, and it's frightening because Bluesky is no angel. It's a social media app. But one thing Bluesky does is favour the current government's views on political and social issues. Well, wouldn't you know, eh? So it's not really about protecting the kids, as I said, and I'll say it again. It's basically about control. It's about censorship. It's about controlling what the government is doing. And more importantly, what they don't want us to know what they're doing. They haven't got an answer. I mean, the communications minister said, oh, you won't have to re-log into your accounts, everybody, because they've already got enough data on your age. Well, then why are we doing this? You know what I mean? So why are we doing this? And why are you threatening them with a $50 million fine if they don't do this? And how are you going to police that? How are you going to know? How are you going to know they're letting underage people in for $50 million? Or do you think parents going to rat on their kids and say you get $50 million against Google, Facebook, or whoever? I mean, I understand the government's got to do something to try and protect the kids from harmful content on the internet, but they're going to find it anyway. So that's where parents have to step in. And I'm sorry, parents, but you probably have to get a little bit more involved in what kids are watching, and you can limit that. Now, I'm not sure how it's going to affect Xbox or PlayStation players. PC, if you want your kid on the PC and he's got a game on PC, good luck to you. You got to get viruses and all sorts of memes and stuff sent to him. But at least with Xbox and PlayStation, lo and behold, you have parental controls on there. Get involved, look into it, look it up on YouTube, and I'm sure somebody can help you. Wybot's just hiding in the bushes there, getting into his flow state. So, I mean, I think it's very obvious why they're using Bluesky, because it's the only app they have direct contact with, and it's going to be favourable for our current government. And I think any government would do that. I think they're just, this current government has got way too much power, way too arrogant for what they're doing. They're not really addressing the big issues. We're getting to more and more debt. Green energy, I think, is a great thing, but our country's not set up for it straight away, and it's costing us more. And the cost of living has gone up, and homelessness and domestic violence has increased up the wazoo. Not to mention domestic violence is still one of the biggest problems here in Australia. But what is our government doing? We're banning teens on social media, boys and girls, and we're going to make sure they only do it on Bluesky, because there's no predators on there, is there? There's nobody's going to take advantage of your kids. So how many parents are going to be fooled to getting their kids onto Bluesky, which is not up to the level or standard of these other apps, which they can't do a great job anyway? I just think it's feeding them into a place of where they're going to be misinformed, misrepresented, and treated like dirt. Now, look, our freedom of speech union are taking our government to court on a couple of things because, you know, a couple of their videos can't be shown in Australia about information on the government. So it's already started. And the effect it's going to have on bigger YouTubers or streamers or people that have a future here in Australia, it's going to be pretty big, because you can't, if you're a young teenager, you haven't got access into your Instagram account, or particularly Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. You can't like, comment, subscribe, donations, whatever. You can't do any of that until you're 18. Now, I don't know how parents are going to get around it. I think it might be a saviour for some families, but I think it's going to be a lot of problems for a lot of other families. But for me, as an average Australian, how is that going to affect me? If I'm telling you now on Wednesday, this time, by the time you see this video, that I have to re-log into my accounts to prove my age, then they've bullshitted to us from the start, which I think they have, which is why I'm making another video about this, because I don't trust this government as far as I can throw them. None of them have ever worked in the real world. They know how to take money and not generate money. That's both sides of government, by the way. And we're in a lot of trouble. They don't like mining. They don't like the building industry. They just want control, and they want us to use green energy and swap overnight, which it would be perfect in a perfect world to do that. I think we've got to try and do something. Don't get me wrong. But we can't do it overnight. I think both our governments have not really thought too far ahead on how to make wind turbine, or even more importantly, solar, more renewable and accessible to what we need to keep this country running. We can't do it. That's the harsh truth, boys and girls. One day we will, but at the moment we're not ready for it. And you probably think, oh, you're a right-wing person, you're this. I'm central. I'm not right or left-wing. Man, I'm about freedom of speech, I'm about everybody having different opinions, and about opening up all sorts of things and ideas when it comes to that. I'm not just coal and nuclear power all the way. But I'm about people having a choice, having a good, good standard of living, but the cost of living's gone for the roof. Both parents are working hard. And unfortunately, what's happened over the years, because they're working 2 to 3 jobs, both couples, to keep their heads above water, they've put the kids, or they've given access to their kids to the phones and so forth, because they haven't got enough time to spend with them. I mean, it'd be perfect in a perfect world if we could have one parent at home. But at the moment, the way Australia is going and our current government, that ain't going to happen. That's going to be a long while off. So why only Bluesky? Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Look, I don't mind Season 1, by the way, people. Season 1 has been rather fantastic on Black Ops 7. I'm quite liking Season 1. I'm enjoying a hell of a lot of it. And look, people, I think you should too. I think it's a lot of fun. I hear a lot of hate about it here and there. And just on the hate of the whole Black Ops 7, it's the most downloaded game in the last month on PlayStation 5. Don't know why that is. Number 3, I think number 2 or 3 on Xbox, but on PlayStation 5, it's number 1. So there you go, people. Look, I still think a lot of people say it's a failure. I got a lot of reviews and support from that video, And look, like I said, I'm not totally blind. There's a good chance they'll screw it up. So frag and tab, be good days and own you. Always keep it positive. Tell me what you think. How are you going to get around if it's going to affect you at all? If not, I might be able to log back into my account, people. Scary times. Scary times. Catch you next video.